Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, o see them yopo.
Mema wakwaba ede ba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabit me aka ntem no watie afa so make sure say obe like na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wa adwen obetimi ede wadwen kire ato honom na amanfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV there eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics mu ne ede ba na yasaka ya na ede abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye dey ba nti me mo modern astro so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wa adwen e comment section na say yenko video.
You know, I have always liked Prof Nana. I remember when she was first picked as the running mate to Mahama, I was excited to see a woman also being part at that level. But you know, it's not just picking a woman to represent. It is about empowering the woman. And that is another question, whether the woman will be empowered or not. It's another thing. So my sister, don't get too excited. We have a government right now, okay, that has so far shown deep commitment to the development of women. And I will always talk about the fact that if you look at policies that we have initiated, like the free senior high school, where we can talk about gender parity even at that level, there is no other empowerment that can be given to the female child than this. That for the first time in the history of our country, we have more girls in school. It's not about picking one individual. It's about giving the numbers the right empowerment. Now, I remember some time back, a certain president decided to buy headpans for Kwakye people. But this government came, and what did they do? They built a whole hostel, took in Kwakyes, gave them skills training, gave them set-up capitals and even tools to go back home and support themselves and the people that are in their lives. This government is the government that Ghanaians should continue to keep, because they have shown commitment in empowering not only the vulnerable but also women who are the most vulnerable in this country. And so I want to entreat Ghanaians that do not be deceived. This particular government is the only government so far that has shown commitment when it comes to listening to people. And when people come to them with their concerns, they do not retort to them by telling them that I have a dead goat syndrome and that there is nothing you can do to me that will make me rescind on my decision.
Which decision?
Any decision that they may take.
It's not true.
This particular government is the only government in the Fourth Republic that has given more students the ability to access credit, even without a guarantor. And so we talk about the no guarantor system. This is the only government that gives instant free health insurance to any defaulter. It's not like those days that you will recharge, or probably if you go to the hospital and your health insurance is dead, you may have to take a 3 weeks period before they attend to you. This government is the only government that has spent over 100 billion Ghana cedis on educating its citizens. Not like one president who made it clear to Ghanaians that I will not spend 2 billion Ghana cedis on free senior high school. This government has so far committed over 100 billion Ghana cedis. This tells you that this government has prioritized Ghanaians and has made Ghanaians the paramount reason why they were elected. Let's not make a mistake. I saw a picture going round on Facebook where a wolf was speaking to sheep, And the group of sheep, they were telling, the wolf was telling them that vote for me, and when I come, when I become your leader, I will become a vegetarian. But we all know that it is impossible. And so, just take the track record of the JDM administration and take the track record of this administration. And you judge for yourselves and see who has shown commitment so far. We are not going to be here to speak a lot of English to people. We are going to expose people to the reality that your future is at stake here. Make sure you shine your eye. For we have wolves who will come in sheep clothing. To have a candidate who comes to tell you that, give me the mandate and I will make sure that I reduce electricity bills by 50% because I will be introducing wind power and solar systems. This candidate has made it clear that if I become president, I will make sure that I introduce electric cars. And these electric cars, we will do away with this fuel hikes and people not being able to buy parts, that is to say, parts of cars. And he also said, when I become president, I will make sure that any importation duty or importation of anything will be reduced. This candidate is the one we should all be listening to.
Okay.
Let's not pay attention to anybody who doesn't have a track record.
Okay.
Let's not pay attention to any candidate who has already made it clear to you that when I come, please give me some time to have honeymoon.
Okay. My
My candidate is ready to work, and he has always he's known to be a workaholic, and he will be committed to you.
Okay. Louisa.
Annie, I would want to reiterate the track record of President, the most visionary president of the Gen Z generation, the visionary President John Dramani Mahama. If anybody asks this morning that what is the track record of President Mahama, with an amount of 120 billion, he built the Circle Interchange. Out of that same amount, we got the new face of the Rich Hospital we are seeing now. Out of that same amount, the University of Ghana Medical Hospital. Out of that same amount, the Bank of Ghana Hospital. Out of that same amount in Ashanti region, we have the Seria Hospital. Out of that same amount, we have KJTR Phase 1. Phase 2, that's the metals were already erected. And 7 years, 7 months, the people who tout themselves as Ashanti region is their stronghold have not added a single element to the Phase 2 of the KJTR project, which is the Central Market. The track record of President Mahama is that the cedi to $1 was 4 cedi. And under the so-called economists who gave us a PDF file on how we should run the economy to stabilize the cedi, who has all of a sudden misplaced that PDF file, has made the cedi a 16 cedi to $1. That is the track record of Dr. Baumia. 4 cedis against 16 cedi. So logically speaking, if anybody who knows maths, 1 plus 1, if we even ask people who are in crèche, and they will tell you that 4 is lesser than 16. If you ask me this morning the track record of President Mahama, I will tell you that under President Mahama, fertilizers were distributed and food, that alone made our harvest boom, bumper harvest, and we didn't have food inflation of over 70%. Under President Mahama, there were cocoa roads to actually transport food from these communities to town. So the market women were getting it at their doorsteps, and food inflation was not over 70%. If you ask me this morning, what is the track record of President Mahama? Annie, the part that touches my heart as an ordinary Ghanaian is one thing President Mahama did. They say water is life. The desalination projects, what did he do? He gave water to a chunk of the people in Accra. I'm not surprised. Tabitha says she doesn't know where Labadi Beach is, so she doesn't know those areas. Let her understand that those areas have not had water running through their taps for years. But by courtesy of the vision of President Mahama, water was flowing through their taps. As we speak now, Ghana Water Campaign, I don't know whatever the problem is, the track record of NPP under Dr. Bawumia is that in Accra, as I am currently, for 2 weeks, my tap is not running. And what social intervention is more than giving water that is life to the people? And she talks about girl child education. They have given, you don't wake up as a toddler in Ghana and go to the secondary school. You have to start somewhere. You have to start from crèche. And I'm always proud to say that the NDC has always been a party that has given opportunities to women to rise. When did we have that campaign of let your girl child go to school? It was under Chairman Rawlings. Who is Chairman Rawlings? He is the founder of the National Democratic Congress. Due to that campaign, kids, young girls were taken out of the kitchen to the classroom. And she talks about a party that has empowered more women. NDC has created the opportunity for women to break the glass ceiling under this republic. We had the first female Chief Justice, didn't we? The first female Vice Chancellor of UCC, who was she? This same professor we are talking about. The first running mate, who is a female, who is she? The first female Speaker of Parliament, who is she? So why compare lime to apple? It has always been clear on the face of evidence that the indicators are right. Our debt to GDP now is how? What is the percentage? 84%. What is our debt stock now? Over 560. And then they sit here and tout a hospital that is now being built. Annie, if you want to buy a car and you have not bought the car, are you an owner of a car? Are you an owner of a car? You don't own a car. So if that's Agenda 111, they have not commissioned a single one. And that project was supposed to be funded by a windfall. Monies that you got for free. Till date, Agenda 111 has not been completed. She wants to know the track record of Dr. Bawumia. If you take Trotro right from this junction and go to La, you will see how the La hospital was demolished. Until now, people don't have access to health care at La. And you want to tell the good people of La that your government has done better? Honey, let's make the debate simple. And let's tell the ordinary Ghanaian the truth. Figures do not lie. 4 Ghana cedi to $1, 16 Ghana cedis to $1. With just 120, somebody was able to give this country a new phase in infrastructure. And with over 600, you cannot boast of one Agenda 111 project that has been commissioned.
Right.
So the evidence is always clear. Nobody is gaslighting anybody on who gives women the empowerment. The evidence is clear.
Right.
I have given the first of the glass ceilings the NDC has broken as far as empowering women is concerned. That is the first Ghana Women's Movement. What did it do to women in Ghana? It gave women what we call small-scale enterprises. So my fellow Ghanaians, the ordinary Ghanaian just like me, who is not benefiting from the acts of corruption. When corruption benefits them, they call it qualification. When we were talking about nepotism, they said that the people are qualified. And we have all seen how Ken Oforiatta has run this economy down as a finance minister. So I would say, that fellow Ghanaians, President John Dramani Mahama's track record from 2016, that they said was gross incompetence, that they said they are going to rectify. I mean, it is very shocking and painful that a party that touts itself that we have done more would want to compare themselves to what they call a failure. Is it not surprising? Are we having a failure contest?
Which is Mahama?
They said 2016,
okay.
And the leadership of NDC was a failure. So why sit here, compare your high-grade governance
to a low-grade
to what that was a failure?
Okay.
Are we having a competition of failure?
Okay.
And let me land on that.
Land now.
So what I would want to say is that under President John Dramani Mahama, the vision is clear. It is only one: to reset the economy and build the Ghana that we all want.